Greetings, welcome back to the channel. This is Stasia Bliss. This is the Equinox collective reading. It's been quite an interesting day for me. My car stopped working for some reason, and also my main light burned out for these readings, which is a huge light. So if it's a little darker, I apologize. Something is working to balance the scales. Too much light and momentum. I don't know what the message is, but something is slowing me down just a little bit, but I am going to work still with the light. Happy Equinox. We made it through halfway the zodiacal year. So we're in Libra season, the ruler of the 7th house of your zodiac, which is the house of relationships and relating and partnership and, you know, dialogue and all of that kind of stuff. So judgment, law. On that note, happy birthday to all the Libras, and welcome to the season. So let's begin by clearing the energy. Clearing the cards of the previous readings. I've got my collective reading zodiac cloth out, so we'll use that for some. I just do this on the collective readings, not for just one sign, but for all signs. This is for all signs, so whoever you are, this is your Equinox reading. So let's begin. Let's see. Let's go ahead and start with some animal totemry. This is going to be for the whole cycle from the equinox to the solstice. So this is the fall equinox in the north to the winter solstice. And in the south, your spring equinox to summer solstice. So whichever area in the world you are, this is your reading. These are the animals that are showing up to guide this from this portal to the next. So thank you for joining. Thank you, Spirit, for being here and showing the collective what energies are guarding this gateway and leading us through the passage. And I see one that showed up in the last, I think it was the full moon reading. Okay. So we've got guardians of each direction. We've got the shaman, the raven. There's some totem pole there, interesting. We have lizard regeneration. I think that came in the full moon reading. So that energy is guiding. Ram, perseverance. So some Aries energy coming in with this. So this is also like speaking to what's in Aries right now, which is Chiron, the wounded healer. So that energy wants to get, you know, completed before Chiron moves signs, right? That's going to be happening in not too long. So we've got some perseverance to find the wounds, and we also have the dragon, supernatural. This is awesome, awesome. The dirt and the regenerative energy, the lizard, that high mountain, right? And just no obstacle for the ram, right? They can like balance on any tiny little ledge, and they're like, it doesn't seem possible, right? So doing the impossible. The raven, like we have the winged one, so we've got the high insight, but this is also connected to deep magic. And the ravens and the crows are related in the way that they are messengers to the other side, right? So that's mercurial energy there. Regenerative energy would be scorpionic, which we are about to enter Scorpio season, and the Aries. And I feel like this is so Aries. And Pluto preparing to move into Aquarius. I feel like this is so Aquarian because we are moving into a new age, and there is a lot to like surprise with the Iranian element and advanced technologies and purification of humanity, and just like new different kinds of connections, networks is all Aquarian. So with the dragon there, very powerful gatekeepers. So I'm going to put them at the gateways of the zodiac chart. It's probably not exactly how it is. Let's see. This is my Scorpio. Put right into my Gemini. Okay, that looks good. Okay, let's get some herbal magic here from the plant kingdom for the collective in this next period of time. What energies needed to be duly noted that are guarding this passage into for the north, the winter months. Okay, get 3. We have enjoy and the strawberry. Now, if you're in the fall, you probably have some, well, let's see, strawberries can be early summer in some places, but you might have some where you are. And then nettle. This is tribulation. So here's the scales for you. Enjoy and tribulation. Of course, nettle can be used for some tribulation. It also can cause some tribulation, right? The stinging nettle. So are you the cause or are you receiving the effect? Then we have juniper and invigorate. Juniper. Very helpful to kidneys. In an herbal sense, can support the kidneys. So that's a purification system of the body, but it's also invigorate reminds me of like rajas in Ayurveda, the stimulating change element. What's going to invigorate you? Well, there may be some tribulations ahead. Try your best to enjoy. Let it invigorate you, maybe not in a negative way, right? Just like invigorate you, move you to purify, just like the juniper. Okay, let's go to the crystal realm, mineral realm. Such a beautiful time at the equinox to reflect on balance again, coming back to the balance point, which is the 0 point where it's equal on both sides. Of course, if you're way north or way south, you're not experiencing that anomaly, but the 12 and 12 is duly noted today in the light and dark. And I'm feeling a good balancing vibe myself. The days are definitely a balance here between very warm and very cold. So we're doing a little dance, moving into the cooler days up here in the north. I guess we're doing 2 crystals. We've got purpurite, which is also called Atlantisite. So it's relating to Atlantis and thought to be an important stone in that time. Its other use, or one of its uses, is to clear curses. So this has come up for one of the signs recently. Can't remember which one, but think of it as this time period as clearing curses. So that means some deep unconscious or subconscious patterns in the collective, or, we can see more where the curses are going to be applied, but since we're in Libra season, it might be in your relationships where a curse has been applied that are ready to clear. That energy is available, so bring attention to it so it can therefore clear. And then we've got graphic smoky quartz. Card number 49. So that's a 13. Divine feminine number, magic number. This card in this deck represents like groundedness and stability, like something solid to stand on. So we are clearing etheric, energetic ties, but we also have our feet on the ground. We're also connected in, right? So there's the balance point again. All right, let's do our herbal astrology here. For the collective, equinox through the solstice. Spirit, what are we looking at energetically that the collective can tune into? Available energies and storylines, evolutionary spaces and leaps in consciousness. Okay, let's see. We've got cannabis with detachment, Saturn and Neptune energy. This is card 31. All right, so that's interesting. I'm reading that as a 4. 3 plus 1 is 4. So there's something about the foundation or the stability of things. And Cannabis is asking us to detach because with Saturn and Neptune, the structure is being reimagined. So interesting, Saturn is the structure, is the form, is time, you know, and Neptune is so much about like the illusion or the fluidity or the dissolving or very spiritual, very etheric. So those two things together, dissolving something at the foundation. We've got Tulsi and wealth. So the financial stuff being addressed here with Mercury and Jupiter, expanding on the income. So some people are going to have actually an increase, but there is some sort of collapse. This is a tower moment with Jurgon Sacha, often used as a snake bite remedy. But it's about transfiguration, so a big change. It's a tower card, Mars and Pluto energy. So it may be a collapse to get to the wealth. It may be a structure that's happening, something's happening with. We do have leadership with Lion's Mane. So a lot of people stepping up. There's the scales. And there we are right now. A lot of people stepping into leadership in these new times. Uranus and Mars speaking from a new place. So if you're speaking from a new place during this next cycle, that can push you into leadership for sure. Ooh, and Palo Santo the Guardian. Aho. I lit some of that at the beginning, but I think we'll just go ahead and do that again since Palo Santo is here. Acting as a guardian of this passage from equinox to solstice. The winter solstice is my birthday, so this is a very poignant time for me and a powerful time for me personally. I think of it as the first death gate leading into the Samhain times and Day of the Dead and so forth, all the way to the solstice. And we've got lots of big double digits with the 11/22 and the 12/12 and all that coming up, 11/11, all of those numbers coming up too. So we are in a very powerful portal. So know that this time is really guided for change. The Palo Santo is a 55, so double fives, double change, mastery and change. So enjoy it. Remember, dragon's the shapeshifter. So who can change with the times? Who can find the new place in this? So you must be able to persevere and regenerate, right? The ram and the lizard. And to communicate with the beyond, right? Use your gifts for good. There's power and wisdom in your words. Connect with the elementals and glide through the void. Claim your place as keeper of the mysteries. So like maybe there's stuff that's been a mystery to other people, but you know it. And so as you begin to share these things in this coming time, that can help you overcome tribulation with wealth. And wealth falls right under and actually clear an old curse or an old idea of how life's supposed to be, right? Or we're always supposed to struggle, or, you know, it's inflation and everything's bad. We don't have to follow that storyline. So there's an opening here at this portal, this gateway, whenever you're watching this, from the equinox in September of 2024. Okay, from the sacred forest, messages for the collective on this holy equinox. Frog spirit, whoa, I thought a bunch of y'all would come because we are in a sacred nature spirit time. Renewal with frog spirit. Card 20. So maybe renewals in partnerships. There's prosperity that goes right with wealth. with bee spirit. Some of you might find some wealth having to do with honey of some kind. That's card 5, change. Thicket of thorns and uncertainty. This is also waiting for your opening. That you trying to push through is like pushing through a thicket of thorns. But when you see the passage, then enter. It's very spiritual. It's a card 43, which is a 7. So this is about listening for guidance. There's also storm spirit, chaos, card 42. Again, with the tribulation and the curse clearing. So this is a balance of great opportunity and wealth and also challenge. So be flexible, says the willow spirit. Be flexible. That's an 84, which is a 12, which is a 3. You are guided. And you have Pegasus, card 28, which is a 10, which is 1. Transcending the old, flying above the rest in your magical way, the way you lead. Above the crowd, you are guarded. This time is sacred. It's open for you. There's great possibility existing. Okay, let's get into the tarot now. The story for the collective from this equinox to solstice period. What are we to know, Spirit? Keep the balance. 2 of Pentacles. Keep balancing your spiritual and your mundane world. King of Wands reversed. The leader in you is not yet known to you. Not yet maybe known to those around you, but it's there. The message again comes from Spirit. I love when it's reiterated. Anything else for the collective during this time? From equinox to solstice, Spirit? Anything else for the collective? For us to hear, for us to know? Speaking in the language through these cards. Just one medium for the Spirit to speak through. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, we'll give it a gander. The last one that fell in singles was an 8 of Swords. So there may be some anxiety through all these changing times and chaos. What's the story here? 3 of Swords, reverse 5 of Pentacles, reduced justice, 8 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. Wow. This is a little mini story, you know, one of those flip books. 3 of Swords is heartbreak, loss, right? Very painful. So this can be coming up, but then the story goes, then there's forgiveness. There's moving on from the loss with reverse 5 of Pentacles, even though there's injustice. Okay, even if you lose, even if it doesn't go your way, right? It will go by quickly, 8 of Wands. Quickly the passage comes to a new world, Ace of Pentacles. Where 10 of Pentacles is very prosperous, okay? And then you're seen pretty as king on the throne, clear, decisive, and ruling your realm. So we move from heartache to king. You know, we have some fast-moving tribulations and maybe some injustices, but the reminder is as that stuff comes, it passes, and you and mastery is available. So the whole cycle is available from a pain to a mastery during this equinox to solstice period is what this is saying. It's available to you. Your job is to keep the balance. So this equinox energy offers you the balance, offers you the scales already balanced now. It's like, okay, everything is like, it's like a karmic cash out right now. There's something magical here between these eclipses, like a ending, reset, and a beginning. And wherever everything's landed right now, cool. All right, so now you just have to take your consciousness there. Right? To forgive the losses, forgive the things that have happened before, let the transfiguration occur, enjoy this time of change, and find your leader self and let it begin to be seen. Let's get some clarity from the second deck of Herbal Tarot. Clarity on any of this. I definitely feel like this is about relationships too, because we have 2 cards fall on Aries and Libra on the carpet here, which is the relationship axis. Some of you are going to start new relationships during this time, 8 of Swords. Five of Cups is here. So that can be some loss also for some people. This can also be a card of forgiveness, forgiving. So there is both clarity and renewal as well as loss. So there is a need to balance those, right? Let's see what this third one is. Temperance, yeah. Patience, healing, moving step by step. And we have King of Swords and Page of Cups. So then it moves again to mastery, to like sweet messages of love and like being in that like clarity of mind over your decision and your process and who you are as king or queen, as the case may be. But king is the ultimate mastery in the tarot, right? So beautiful, powerful energy. Let's get some runes for the collective, for the equinox, for the solstice. What are we looking at? Okay. All right. I definitely see that we're working from a time of some walls that need to be broken down with Thorisaz, which is Thor's hammer, and can signify like having to get through something, but there is victory on the other side. We have Uruz, the rune of work, hard work. So there is some of that to do in order to yoke up with the divine, with Manes, to become interdependent and to yoke up. So the work that we do is going to, not just the work in the world, but the inner work we do, because we do see partnership here with Ayales. So there's partnership there, and there's also the mystery rune, the blank rune, which is the unknown. So of course, all is not known for coming, you know, but the work in relationship is also the mysterious thing. So there's some work in the relationship. May seem like you had to get through something sticky, or you have to get through something sticky, but keep at it, keep at the work to get there, and remember to bring in the divine to that relationship, whatever that relationship is, and let divine be in partnership, because that will be the most successful. I do see some kind of twin flame soulmate thing with the Ayales rune there, because especially since we've got the mystery supporting it, so there's definitely some like very new kinds of unions coming together. Yeah, we have the full balance here of moving through the chaos and the curses and the tribulation and finding the abundance, the renewal, that you're guarded the whole time, that you should enjoy it, that there's leadership emerging, that it's actually supernatural, and you're shape-shifting and moving through uncertainty to regeneration, reclaiming your leadership, and also like moving from sadness through forgiveness to receiving love again. So what a beautiful story of this time. Is there any other, let's get some embodiment practices that maybe the collective might want to play with during this season of change. What yogic practice or yogic philosophy, if you're interested in that. And again, take what resonates with you during this entire reading. Whatever resonates is for you. The rest is for somebody else. This is collective. If you want your own personal and private reading, you can reach out to me. My information is down below. And readings are always done by donation. So I'd love to see you on Zoom or on a text app. Pitta. Pitta is some fire. So the element of fire is all about transformation. We have Buddha, sitting in self-awareness, stillness, contemplating the present moment. Manipur, so some navel chakra practices would be like belly breathing, where you're pulsing the belly in and out, like a breath of fire. Also, the sound Ram is a navel chakra seed mantra you can use. Ram, 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 Ram. You can use yellow foods, yellow clothing, eating yellow foods, like I said, pineapples and so forth, to help with the gut. Since Pitta is also there, I'm seeing like your digestive fires are indicated. Tapas is some kind of disciplinary, also means fire. fire act of discipline, and Dharma. Wow, this is like, ooh. So this really looks like the fire of the belly and the intellect needs to be disciplined so that your Dharma, which your Dharma is your mission, is your life path. You have your karma, which is the patterns that repeat, and then you have your Dharma, which is your mission, your life path that wants to express forth. So in order for that Dharma to be lived, like the fire centers, we need the Bhuta Agni, the digestive fire in the Manipur, and the full body, like Pitta also rules like the connections, like the neural, what am I trying to say? When our brain fires, right, from the neurons, that activity, that neural activity, to also to the still mind, the light of consciousness, right, all different types of fires. So to discipline the fires during this time. And of course, in Ayurveda, they teach coming into the winter or colder months, your digestive fire gets stronger naturally, okay? And in the summer, hotter months, your digestive fire gets the lowest, right? And you actually eat simpler things usually. So there's a message here I'm reading and feeling about taking care as going into the winter months also, that spiritual fire, that discipline of coming and sitting in your sadhana and your spiritual practice regularly, whatever that is to you, whether it's coming to pray or doing your yoga class or sitting in meditation or a combination, or whether you are doing any other practice, Tai Chi, martial arts, whether music is your meditation, whenever that time is where you get to tune into you, tune into the allness that is, contemplate the navel, so to speak, with Manipur, but disciplining the self to have this regular contemplation will feed the spiritual fire, which they call the Bhuta Agni. The Agni is the fire, Bhuta would be the spiritual, to nourish that so that your mission can begin to express. Because not only does it burn karma for us to do our spiritual practice, but that allows our Dharma to be known, because now there's none of that clutter in the way, right? Which I talk about in the Divine Union videos. Okay, and finally, some angelic messages from the Mother Runes for the collective for this next quarter of the year, from equinox to solstice. Okay, we have 4 messages. The angel holding this message for us, Ras Vatut, it says, maintaining the perfect integration of our highest perception and our actions. Isn't that your 2 of Pentacles? The perfect integration, it's again balancing, this is higher and lower chakras, the perfect integration of our highest perception and our actions, which happen in the physical, so the spiritual and the physical integrating. Okay, so that is here for the season. And the angel Nashvi replacing the search for greener pastures with committed flourishing of present circumstances. Dang, I love that. Replacing the search for greener pastures with the committed flourishing of present circumstances. So whatever is going on for you now, if you're watching this, where you're at is where it's at. Whoever is actively in your life right now, Spirit's saying, those are the people, this is the scene. Like, allow it to flourish. Allow it to flourish. Beautiful. Refusing to hinder growth by indulging the unacceptable behaviors of others. Kelshanus is the angel. So we're also responsible for not helping to continue to grow other people's unacceptable behaviors. So being in our highest truth, being in our integrity. If someone is pushing over the boundary, you just simply state it from a balanced place. Hey, this is really an imbalanced situation. Let's bring it back to balance. This is the behavior or whatever, just point it out so we can help one another stay checked and Because if we don't do that, then it's inhibiting us from being in balance, and them. It's both. Ravanu is the angel. This concept is dissolving the illusion of the superiority of numbers. So that does bring potency back into each person. It's not about like, oh, all of them are doing this. I don't know if this will work if I do. It's not about that. Potency over quantity, quality over quantity. And then we have Estab Beans as the angel, holding the concept achieving clarity for our next step through the effortless revelation of infinite purpose. Effortless revelation of infinite purpose. So that does take being in the Buddha mind, being in that space, King of Swords, of clarity, to be able to hear, right, the intuition from the guardians, from the raven, right, to hear the messages. We have to keep our feet on the ground, stable, right, achieving clarity. And we got the Ace of Swords too. Ace of Swords, it's under the runes, but we did. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Anything else for the collective? I am getting pulled to just the major arcana deck in the tarot, just to look at this quarter of the year and the cycle it may represent as a whole in collective. Can we know, looking at major cycles? Oh, okay, interesting. The Hermit and the Moon. Hermit fell first, and then the Moon. So there definitely could be some internal reflection. Of course, Hermit's also a teacher, so that doesn't mean you're only pulling in. It just means there's some wisdom to be cultivated this time. And it could be like very subconscious or unconscious. Like really, this is about going into the subconscious and unconscious to help unload it. And this is also about really cultivating intuition, because he's the seeker of the internal, and this is the intuition, right? The moon, it represents our intuitive self. It represents the divine feminine within self. Through that intuition, the creativity is brought through. So there may be some going in to get some new creative stuff and bringing out, and maybe even like teaching that. Okay, guys. The fairies will not let me close this reading without allowing their voice to be heard, and then the Lemurian, Beyond Lemurian deck also wants to speak. So if you've already got what you need, awesome. If you're still looking for the thing that is speaking to you, maybe it's from the fairies. I really appreciate you being here. It is an honor to have you. So we do all the signs individually on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 signs a day. I always do the opposing signs together. So like Aries and Libra. Okay. Fairies, we're getting a little out of hand. We'll take that one more. Is that cards talking or me just being a klutz right there? Okay, so this looks like a nice grouping. 2 of Autumn is 2 of Pentacles. We got that twice. So definitely that balancing, inner and outer. We also got Ace of Pentacles. So this is the new reality opportunity that is opening up. It's reiterating that. The Dreamer is the Fool card. So this is a new beginning. And then again, we have the Empress, which a new beginning and like nourishing and receiving the wealth and having everything abundantly there. That's kind of like a whole cycle in and of itself, right? And that's also the Empress is the creative energy, and it's also the action energy, creative action, success, and so forth. So this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Okay, the Lemurian deck. It's like all the opportunities for Spirit to speak right now, wanting to come through. So just honoring that for the collective. Okay. There's fire again, guys. How many times fire? Pitta is fire. Tapas is fire. Manipur is fire. Buddha is fire of the mind. We have so much fire showing up. So again, fire. And the fire sign that's coming up that leads us into solstice is Sagittarius. So I do record Sagittarius on Mondays. Gemini and Sagittarius, along with Aries and Libra for Mondays. We have gracious receptivity. So there may be something, especially for the Sagittarians this time, or during the Sagittarian time for the collective, some receiving of wealth or receiving of divine intuition. So it's gracious receptivity could also mean the divine feminine. So something during that time, and also just a lesson of fire. That could also mean there being some fires, so being aware of that possibility. And as long as we are staying balanced in ourselves and not like leaning too hard into our fire, right, which can be anger, which could be rage and so forth, but rather to keep steady, like the practice Tratak, right? Tratak stills the mind, balances the mind, where you stare into the solid part of a candle about an arm's length away. You're usually upright in the candles at eye length. Staring in that is a purification practice in yoga called Tratak, and it purifies. It is a tapas, it is a discipline, a way to bring stillness to mind. So this reading would definitely indicate that it would be great to do, and I do have a whole video on that if you want to check that out on the channel, probably on my yoga meditation playlist. And otherwise, if you want a personal reading for this next cycle, it's a great time to do it. So reach out to me by the information below and let me know. Again, readings are always done by donation. If you want other kinds of sessions, or you want your cardology read, or me to look at your natal chart, or you want your runes read, or you want to do some emotion code work or other muscle testing work on the body and the systems, any of this kind of stuff, let me know. Pricing for those other kinds of sessions are on my website, which is posted below. So thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Happy equinox. Happy day of balance. Another great practice I'll leave you with, Nadi Shodin, an alternate nostril breathing. In through one side, exhale through the other. In, exhale, clears out the psychic channels, balances left and right brain hemisphere. Another purification practice along with Tratak and breath of fire, known as Shat Karmas in yoga, and help prepare the body for higher, voltage of cosmic energy, divine wisdom, intuition, so forth. So really good. It helps clean you out. Try it. You'll love it. And I hope you check out all the other content here. We'll see you back again soon. Much love, everybody. Namaste.